And I'm back again, people. Deluded. I'm back again, as I just said. Almost forgot exactly what I say. Nonetheless, yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. I hope you've all enjoyed July. You know, if football and Arsenal is the biggest disappointment, you know, in this month or in this year, then you don't know how truly blessed you are. So, hope you and your loved ones are in great health, having a great year so far. Obviously, having a great July, and hopefully that extends to August and so on and so forth, people, with it being August as well tomorrow, actually. So yeah, happy new month in advance. Now, have we calmed down yet? How we feeling, people, man? Therapy sessions, man. Because on one hand, yes, it's just pre-season and all those kind of things. It is just pre-season, and it depends, really. It depends what your poison is. If you just want to bury your head in the sand and, oh, it's only pre-season, don't cry. If you want to do the illogical screaming, shouting, just angry, want everything to burn, you can do that. Or is the truth somewhere in the middle, in that it is only pre-season? Preseason is not a magical place where 2 weeks you go off in Asia or America, wherever your team is, and you're now playing amazing. But also comprehend that everything isn't fine. We know what we need to do in the transfer market. We know what we've done in the transfer market. We know the issues that surround our football club and what would be the difference. Obviously, the quality of player, the 14 draws, all of those kind of things. The funny thing about football is it's decided in both ends. If I say Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho to you guys, people, to the only thing they have in common is, they're both full marks of football, right? One's a very defensive manager, typically. One's a very attacking manager. Doesn't matter how good you want to be defensively, Jose Mourinho still has to put the ball in the back of the net. And the complete opposite is true for Wenger, innit, really? I'm confident with us defensively. I'm a bit nervous around the injury status. We're going to get into that. Smash the like button. Midfield's a bit of a mixed bag. I think that's a coaching issue. The final third. Say what you want about Kai Havertz. Do I think Kai Havertz is the best thing since sliced bread and how some fans behave? 100% I don't. But I don't think he's apologies, people. My window's open and it seems like my neighbours are getting back to doing their gardening work. So at the risk of just being hot on this summer's day in England for you lot, I closed that. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, whatever you say about Kai Havertz, you could throw Marino in there if he goes up front, but you could say Kai Havertz, Marino, Martinelli, Trossard, obviously Bukayo Saka, and now Gyökeres, and Trossard, if I haven't said his name right. You can think what you want about those players, yeah, but are they bad players? Whether you think, again, I'm not saying you can think some of those names I said are not good enough. They've stagnated. They shouldn't be regulars in the team. I'm not here to debate that. Are they terrible players? I'm not saying they're the best thing since sliced bread, but some of these guys will go elsewhere if they were and look better. Can you also tell me that if you just slap Gyökeres on that field or any left winger, whether that's Eze, Rodrigo, Rafael, whatever have you, you slap him left wing, you slap Gyökeres up front, and all our issues are gone. We need to evolve, and I understand the frustration in isolation with the performance, better yet not the result, because it's from the same old hymn sheet. I wouldn't even say huff and puff, but we're gonna huff and puff. We're gonna move the ball down the left, down the right. We're not really gonna make anything happen. We don't create that many chances. We don't create that many clear-cut chances. We had one shot on target. Even though I actually feel sorry for those on the left-hand side, even though I don't think they're good enough, because like you've seen with Newcastle, which we broke them down, like you saw with Spurs, when you've got a compact and rigid unit, it's a numbers game. It's all fun and games having Kai Havertz or Gyökeres for 15 minutes occupy centre half, or having people on the far left and having Saka about to cross it. But it's a numbers game. That is food and drink. I am not against crossing the ball, exploiting set pieces, but we need more. That should be, rather than that being our DNA and our rhetoric, that should be an added kind of bonus in our game. We don't move the ball quick enough. We don't penetrate central areas enough. We don't, and again, I'm not even against moving the ball slowly. I'm not saying attack gun hole from minute zero. But there has to be something different. Where it comes to low blocks, where it comes to creativity, a lot of these things at our football club didn't pop up in pre-season, didn't pop up last season, popped up the year before that. So Arteta needs to evolve. You keep hearing me say the word evolve. It's kind of the same old story. And I'm only speaking for myself. I am not expecting 2 weeks and it's all sorted. And I'm sure if you work for Mikel Arteta, like you're part of the coaching staff or you're training all the players, you would say very different. You would sit there and tell me we are doing these things differently. But to me as a fan, and I'm sure a lot of you, yeah, our job is just to be normal people in society, pay your bills, look after kids, do what you need to do, go watch Arsenal on the weekend and see improvements. it's not evident. The building blocks are not evident. We're not seeing anything different for whatever reason it is. We're not seeing anything different. Of course, I don't want to lose to Spurs. There's obviously frustration with that. But for me, it's about really and truly on the whole, what I've seen in Hong Kong. AC Milan, give or take, weren't the best, weren't the worst. I think we definitely had a lot more shots on target and we showed a bit more of a clinical edge. I think for me, I think Newcastle was a bit of a tale of two halves. I think it was a bit different because my main thing with the Newcastle game was the transition. There was those first 10 minutes or something from Newcastle. They're just running down us, but we did all right. Today, I think the press was there. Other than that, everything else is lacking, really and truly. I genuinely think that. And I do think a lot of fans are dishonest. Like, again, everybody's allowed their opinions. I'm not saying Odegaard can't be dropped or don't have questions, but don't make out like he was the shittest on the pitch. That's a lie. The same is said for Mr. Norgard as well. Raya as well. Again, I'm not against going long. I'm not against that. But it seems like rather than that just being an added component of us, that's the rule, if that makes sense. Set pieces. We ain't, set pieces, defensive set pieces. Statistically, we fell off a cliff by our own standards last season. I think we looked a bit nervous there. I don't think we can complain that we lost because we didn't really create nothing, if I'm honest with you. I don't think we can complain as well that Spurs scored because fair enough, the circumstances which led to the goal was a bit bewildering, but they banged on the door a couple of times. Richarlison should have had a goal. Pedro Porro almost scored from a corner. Obviously, you look at Raya and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Me personally, where I look at Raya, you could ask, did you need to play that pass to Miles Lewis-Skelly? And let me finish, folks. Did you need to play that pass? I'm not against it because you clearly trust your teammate. Now, for Miles Lewis-Skelly, no one can tell me nothing. He's a bad boy. He's sick. But he gambled. He showed his age, even though he's shown how mature he is, right? I know people are going to get at Raya's positioning. And yeah, it's not nice to see him done be done from there. But Miles Lewis-Skelly has gambled there, He's gambled. And what I would say is we have a ball-playing keeper. Obviously, maybe not as frequent as Raya, even though I'm exaggerating a bit. Those things are going to happen in the modern day. If you've got a ball-playing keeper, you're going to see, ironically, I'm sure Raya fucked up against Spurs either last year or the season before where he played a pass to Partey and a madness happened. That's going to happen. Raya is a passing option. He's almost like a centre-half when we don't have the ball. As crazy as it is, whoever the hell is the striker for us, as well as Odegaard, that's our first defenders. Raya is there for his ball-playing ability, away from obviously being able to catch. But all right, cool. If you think Miles Lewis-Skelly was fouled, if you think it was Raya's fault, if you think it was the referee, whatever have you, you lot do your thing in it. You put your blame where you want to put your blame. I just want to say, again, we're a team. And all right, cool. If you could blame the ref, Raya, and Miles Lewis-Skelly. And I'm sure when I watch the game again, I might see something else. But let's just say that was a 2-minute part of the game. Like that, it took 2 minutes for that mistake Spurs to put in the back of the net, right? What's going on with the other 88 minutes? Because we've made mistakes and still won games. Mistakes happen. Unfortunately, of course, I would never like for games to go wrong. I'd want to win every game, no mistakes, all of that. That's not how life pans out. Players make mistakes. Things happen. People fuck up. Strikers miss tappings. Defenders have little brain farts. It is what it is. It's the reaction. And on one hand, of course, I like the fact that, again, anyone that understands coaching, I'm not against the invertedness and the ball playing and in practice, the U-shaped football, but it needs to go up a notch. There needs to be an element of you're moving it quickly. You can't break down low blocks like that. It's predictable. Again, I'm not expecting it to change in pre-season. I'm only really expecting to see these building blocks, and big up you lot, because some of you are here 10 to 12 games in the season. What I will say is, don't misquote me. I'm not saying 10 to 12 games you lot can just mess about and all of these things. I need to see building blocks. I haven't seen anything evident. Arteta has to ask questions, because again, going back to what I said at the beginning, you can have the meal, all the ingredients. If you can't cook, you're in issues. And it's up, well, Arsenal fans have civil wars on the best of days. 1 minute Berta's the Messiah, then they're on him. Arteta's the guy, and he's not the guy. We brace for this season. Any of you that got headspace to even entertain rivals bullshit, like, yo, oh my God, Yoko Rez is a flop, man. He's 15 minutes. The game's the game. They're going to do that. They can do the idiot thing. It's going to be very frustrating with us Arsenal fans, but it is what it is, people. And as I said, smash the like button. Therapy show settings. Again, I'm being a bit selfish, because as much as I like being here with you lot are, I don't know, man. It feels like just getting things off my chest. And I think this lad here is bang on the money. Results don't matter, but performance do. So far, we've been mid-pack. So let's hope we're ready, man. Let's hope we're ready. And for me, for those at the back that want to do this, the sky's falling, or, it's either, I think Arsenal fans are quite weird. You've got people that do the sky's falling thing. Oh my God, it's all terrible. It's finished. We're done out here. Da, 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 da. And then you've got the ones that want to act like everything's fine. It's like the house is burning. Man need to come out the yard, and we're saying, nah, it's cool. Truth's in the middle. We don't need to panic. We don't need to do too much. But what we're not going to sit here and do is act like something in front of our eyes is not there. Now, we hope we wake up and we're happy as Larry, but let's not be dumb. Of course, and again, don't want to lose to Spurs. My frustration is in isolation the 90 minutes. I said I'm sure 1,000,000% Arteta is going to be, and he has the whole blame as well. Don't move like it's not him, yeah? He has to. I told you, look, against Newcastle after that game or during that watch along, I said, when that game's done, I bet you he's not happy. What have you started to see with some of his comments? He's definitely not going to be happy in that game. But it's one thing not being happy at the players. You can't be happy at yourself because you're failing yourself in the final third. Above everything, our ability to break down low blocks and look like a proper traditional Arsenal team purely in the final third is in its way going to be a difference. Because again, and I know Gyökeres has got to adapt. He's not had any pre-season. He's only had 15 minutes. I'm not expecting fireworks. You know, rivals do what you want to do in it. But you're naive if you think there's obviously been games last season where, yeah, if we had a better striker, we'd score goals. But if you're of this, just put better players in and we're going to move sick. It's not going to happen, people. We need to address what needs to be addressed, essentially. Like, you've got your tools, make it work. I shouldn't be I'm even drinking the preseason Kool-Aid and right, Reece Nelson, we might as well keep him. It shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. It doesn't really matter who is up front. The same things are happening. Gyökeres did his thing in Coventry, did his thing up in Portugal. Of course, if, you know, he needs to adapt, there needs to be fair questions on him, all of that kind of stuff. But with his goal-scoring exploits elsewhere, if he rocks up here and he's unable to put the ball in the back of the net, what's going on? It's not sustainable, this rhetoric of just creating 2 chances a game and bagging. I love the fact that we're a decent defensive side now, and we've earned kind of the problems that we're in with low blocks, teams sitting back, is because of what we've been doing positively. But now we need to evolve, people. That's it. And for me as well, for those at the back, I don't know. I think we're in this weird era of content creation, football content, football Discord on all platforms, not just on YouTube, but everywhere. Yeah, you only get balanced Discord in real life, in my opinion. Why is it like my tweet says here? I don't know why this isn't possible, but for me, is it possible to comprehend it is a preseason game, but also worry about the lack of innovation in our tactics across the last 3 games? One day we will have a balanced, healthy Discord. Until then, some will say the sky's falling and some can see something burning and tell us everything's fine. I always say, I don't tell you what to think. Just think. You can think Arteta is on my platform. You can think Arteta is the guy, not the guy. This player's crap. That player's crap. Healthy Discord. It's never going to happen, people. Getting tools is one thing. Having the skills to utilize them is another. Now, life is a contradiction, as we all know. Life can be pretty hypocritical, right? Because a tradesman is only as good as the tools he has available. But then it's also his ability to get the best out of the tools. Because if you rock up and you go, I don't know, Wix or whatever, and you're getting the state-of-the-art semi-automatic drill, like, and all of these kind of things, and you're not able to do the job and you're moving like a cowboy builder, it's your fault. Like, let's not act like money ain't been spent. And I understand the nuances, but too much peas has been spent for me to be talking, not just this year, but in general, for me to be looking at this playing squad and talking about Nelson, talking about chance creation. We need to be creating chances in abundance. Football, or better yet, essentially it's a numbers game. The more chances you create, the more you're going to score. People like to laugh at a lot of strikers. Unpopular opinion. Of course, I want Gyökeres to be fighting for the golden boot. Do you know I want him to be up there for, people? Some of you will get it. Some of you will look at me like I'm smoking crack. I want him to be up there for big chances missed. That's where Haaland is. That's where Salah is. I'm sure if they were keeping statistics bound them times there, that's where Henry is. Big striker, Vardy was there. We're not creating enough. And yeah, we might create 2 chances on 1 week and we grab 2 goals. But what's going on? And chance creation, goal scoring, chance conversion, it shouldn't just be obviously the star striker has to bag, but it should be everywhere, because then we're just going to get in that scenario where if Gyökeres don't score, we're in issues. If Saka don't take people on, we're in issues. If there's not an unlikely hero from set pieces, issues. As much as I think football's a complicated game and things like that, I think we need to go back to basics. There's too much stats thing and problematics and stuff. Arteta indirectly is harming himself by not releasing the handbrake. Like, he is stopping himself, you know, because I genuinely think in the last 3 years we have shot ourselves in the foot, whether that's been depth, whether that's been rotation, whether that's been lack of rotation, the money we've spent. That is the only reason we ain't won the Premier League. Of course, there's been other external factors, but primarily, which I think I always say to you, look, I think that's a gift and a curse. I think that's the best thing I can say about us. And the worst thing is what it is, man. It really is what it is, man. And I do think it's damn right lies to a degree of Martin Odegaard. And I want to say on a rather humorous thing, some of you, and I can see your usernames, you're like, DG, what do you want another left back for? You want left back? Do you not want to? And I know we left wing, Eze, all these things. You want that? You think we don't need another left back? Especially with us seeing last season around Ben White and Timber and multiple injuries in our defensive ranks. I love Miles Lewis-Skelly. Fuck it, you made a mistake. You've made mistakes before. You'll make mistakes again. You're 18. You've had way more good games than you had bad games. You've got a lot to learn, obviously, in terms of crossing, concentration, when to be brave, when not to. People significantly more experienced make mistakes. My thing is this. Life has come at Lewis-Skelly very quickly. This is the honeymoon period. You've got to show you've got to be consistent again. If we just assume he's going to play 38 games and then you slap in all the others, you're looking at 50 games for one man. Now, yeah, you can say we've got Calafiori, and I like Calafiori. You look, no, I sing his praises, but I can't bet on your fitness. I hope you stay fit. If I'm a gambling man, I'm not going to bet that you stay fit for the majority of the season. So you've got Miles Lewis-Skelly playing a lot of football for an 18-year-old off the back of last season up until this point, probably on paper, let's say, 38 games or anything from 38 to 50 in all the cups, plus international. You hope Calafiori can stay fit. Kivior naturally might have to be an option at left back. I'm not saying it's right, but God forbid, if the season was closed and there's massive injuries at left back, you might have to consider that. We all know we don't want to see Kivior go over there. Zinchenko, I don't know if basically what I'm saying kind of factors in with you staying at the club, but if you go, we're in issues. I genuinely think we need another left back. I'm not saying it has to be the star and the best thing ever, but there needs to be some rotational left back in there. I know Mosquera can play left centre back and right centre back, and obviously right back, and he probably has the capacity to play over there. But you can't stand in the rain with no jacket and complain you're wet. That's the stage we're at now. There's no woe is me. There's no you need better play. Well, you do need better players. There's no this ain't my squad. There's none of this. Everybody that's in this team or not in this team, you've got something to offer. Fucking offer it, including the gaffer. The rhetoric that we simply sign better players and magically everything is fixed. But hey, ignorance is bliss. And one thing that jars me as well is people are very hypocritical. There's a lot of Arteta apologists. And I like Arteta. I don't even think there's a bigger Arteta fan than me, but I'm just not an Arteta apologist. I support the club, innit? Like, if you need to go, you need to go type stuff. Those of you that understand will understand what I'm talking about. But everybody, one thing about those lot, they'll hyper-analyze Liverpool or rivals. They'll hyper-analyze our players, but they won't afford the same luxuries. They'll take a rather obtuse and deliberate obtuse view on stuff. If you genuinely look me in my face and tell me it's a thing where you just sign all these great attackers and Arteta, boom. No, because last season was a learning curve for the guy. This season's a learning curve. And for those, you can't rate him as much as me because you would ask these questions. You've done so much good stuff for us, but now it's about going from being a good team to a great team. It's about going better, yeah? It's about going from a good team to a winning team. And if you can't do that, you can leave with your head held high. And until then, everything's on the table. Everything's up for debate. Do I think internally this view is shared at Arsenal? No, I don't. But this is what will be said on platforms, people. So it kind of is what it is, man. And for me, I'm going to double down on this. I don't think any attacker is going to thrive or reach their full potential until the consistent issues, which have been there for 2 seasons, entering in a third, are addressed. Ingredients are only as good as your ability to cook. Simple as that. And you've clearly got the capacity, Arteta, because maybe it's a different kind of realm now because we're kind of a known entity. People know how we play, whether that's because of you or the team, but you showed me great attacking football in 2022-23. So I know you can do it. Why are you not doing it? Because you had work. Have you got too many options to pick from then? Because you did it then. Why are you not doing it now? And I understand why you pivoted away from being ultra attacking. We got burnt. So we had to improve defensively. Being able to improve defensively has got us in that realm. Take that defensive aspect, take that attacking aspect, and do your thing. Maybe, you know what, Martinelli's fallen off a cliff, but under you, Mikel Arteta, I have seen, at least for a point, when we won the FA Cup, Pepe had a little, it was all right for Pepe. Even if you go and look for when we won the FA Cup or certain scenarios, we was playing some serious football with some shit players in our defensive ranks, serious phases of play. Remember Bellerin and that? It was crazy. So you've shown me you can do that. Martinelli might have fallen off a cliff, but he's had his best goal scoring season to date under you. Saka has got better and better. When Smith Rowe was here, he improved. There's, Odegaard's not what he used to be, but in terms of going from being a wonder kid to a somewhat respected player in the European game, you did that. So you can clearly do something in an attacking sense. So why isn't it happening? Obviously, I can't get answers to these questions because I don't know Mikel Arteta, but what's going on? And I genuinely think if you rate the guy as much as some people say they do, rather than just trying to hoard themselves out for opportunities, they would say that. Because if Saka don't get double figures, you're going to ask questions. If you think Arteta is this good manager and we don't get over the line, what's going on? And I'm more speaking broadly. Because for me, it's the performance. Every game needs to build towards something. We fly back to London whenever. We've got 2 games now against Bilbao and Villarreal. And it's showtime. It's showtime. One saving grace. And I've said this before, not even a saving grace, because life is coming at us very quickly. We all know our first 6 to 10 games. We all know the talking points externally and internally. We know all of that, innit? But one saving grace I would say is, like you look at Liverpool, for example, or Man United. Man United are going to be playing once a week. Once a week. I think that reminds me of when Arteta first took the job. Obviously, Liverpool at Anfield is still difficult, but you'd rather do that early. You'd rather do that in the first 2 weeks of a season, I guess I'm saying, than in the last, because everybody's trying to get up to speed fitness-wise. Everybody's trying to, bring in what they've been training and replicate in a match tactically. So everybody's at different players are at different kind of fitness levels and all them kind of things there. So this is what I mean by I'm not just going to, do what you want for 10 games, but every game. And I think I've maintained this from the first preseason game. Every game I want to see a couple percentages better, That's it. That's it. Okay, now I'm all right now, people. I've got it off my chest. Big up you lot. I feel a lot better now, man. I needed to. As much as every now and again, I have to be selfish, man. As much as I love being here with you lot, I feel a lot better now, man. I feel a lot better. Nothing's changed, but I feel a lot better. Smash the like button. We've got 55 likes, people. Let me scroll through and see what you lot are saying. Sorry, had to get it off my chest. Rivals are gonna be shameless, but bro, I don't even care what Arsenal fans think half the time, let alone rivals, man. They're going to paint whatever narrative they want in it. Watching that earlier put me in a bad mood. These men need to be doing bleep tests every day until United smash their light. Was that work when the game was on? Doesn't sound like it was worth watching back. No, watch it back, man. It's same old, man. The first 10, 20, I thought, we might do something, yeah? Man said, big up DG, smash the like button, people. You don't want unexpected high bills. It's only preseason, but it's the same old issues we've been waffling about for time. And this is why I can't ever tell you I'm emotionally checked out. Love the club, bleed for the club, win, I'm happy, lose, we're not. But in life, I try my best. As much as football in itself is illogical, if I can't control something, if I don't have the ability to make something better or worse, I try to detach a tiny bit from it, if it makes sense. As difficult as this is, I can't. And I'm sure, like, at the club, like what we're saying, they're probably saying the same things. The difference with them, if they're saying the same things, they're the dons that have to fix it. It's the same issues. Arteta, Defo is the issue. Defo shot himself in the foot. No manager's perfect. Klopp had to arrest his own kind of style. Remember when he first rolled in at Liverpool, minute 0 to 90, we're just running up and down. That weren't the thing. I'm going to keep a bit of that, but I'm going to pattern up a little bit. Jose Mourinho had the same. Pep had certain things around him. Wenger had certain things around him. These are legends of the game, respectfully to Mikel Arteta. So you therefore have that. In the same way, some of our better players, William Saliba, Declan Rice, Gabriel, Magalhaes, Saka, there's things they need to improve. And even that, we looked a bit better for me when Zubimendi came on, too little, too late. I don't know what Gyökeres is expected to do in 15 minutes. If there was anything close to it, I actually think Odegaard was a lot better than people giving out. Norgard the same. If there was any positive, it's just Max Dowman, isn't it? How has it become Max Dowman and Inshallah already? It's crazy, but it is what it is, man. But yeah, everything is an issue, bro. I think Raya was mad because why did he move out of his box? To be fair, he's played the pass, innit? Raya's played the pass. Lewis Kelly's got caught. Bang, innit? That's the risk you take when you play out from the back. 9 times out of 10, we get away with that. Unfortunately, when it, the one time it rears its head, it's an L, innit? But even that, I'm not even with all this. Raya looked a bit booky from corners, yeah. But football fans are this low on the best of days. But I'm not being funny, yeah. He fucked up a couple times for us last season. Man United, I'm sure he probably could have done better. Man United away, ironically, I'm sure David Raya. I still remember the Spurs one. Maybe it was the season before that. But how much times has that man saved us? Unfortunately, a goalkeeper is never going to get player of the season. How many times did Raya save us? And will save us again. You make a mistake. Look, today, don't get twisted. Raya, put out your hand. You need that. Lewis Kelly as well. Arteta, you might need 2. But, bro, football fans are mad. Big up Kai, but, bro, you can't be the starter. But even that, do I think Gyökeres is the striker I want rather than Kai Havertz? 1,000,000%. But I can't sit here and tell you it kind of would be beyond the obvious. It would be the same things. It would be the only difference is Gyökeres might be given some scraps and make a meal for himself. Like, and I'd say the saddest thing about Kai Havertz, where you tried to lunge it at Romero and he set you for a bagel. He told you to close them legs. See, Romero's not doing that if you got a certain striker. He's hooking it, but it is what it is. And again, even Kai, I wouldn't have bought him, but we're at where we're at. I don't think he's terrible. I think there's a use for you at least in these next 12 months. But we all know, like, when you start praising players for running and working hard and putting in the shift, anyone that's played football, whether it's five-a-side, Sunday league, I can't imagine footballers watch me, but footballers, you know where you're getting at. Like, think about it logically. You got two friends. You got Jack and you got Jimmy. Oh, Jack is a baller, man. You can't get the ball off him in the phone box. He's so good. He reminds me of Paul Scholes. You don't need to say anything else. You know what my man is, in it. You expect him to be low socks, can pluck the ball out the sky, drop shoulders, send you shot. Where if I say, did I say Jimmy? I don't even remember the name, but we say, if you got Jimmy in it. Oh, Jimmy, I like him. What do you like about him? He puts a shift in. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He runs about. He gets about. You need a couple of them in your squad. But that tells me, you're one of them, man. You're one of them. Arteta has to evolve the style of play. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, it's another rub season. Don't want that, of course not. But we are too right-hand side centric, predictable. Boy, Kai just ran about, man. Too early to panic, but the impotent attack cost me money. Havertz should have indication of starting against Goose teams. He's shit. I'm not sure on half of that, but I hear it. Let's all agree that Miles Lewis-Skelly is not better than Zinchenko and we overhyped him. No, we're not going to agree. He's better than him. And but I'm not being funny. Again, short-term memories. Look what Lewis-Skelly done. He is not perfect. He definitely has mistakes. You look at the West Ham game, you look at today. Actually, people love to forget Liverpool, Lewis-Skelly and Kivio. And I actually feel sorry for both of them because I remember that game, people were saying, don't panic. You know, we're too risk averse. The one time we went forward, we got caught. Even I'm sure I might even be capping, but the early days, way before Lewis-Skelly was starting against Real Madrid and all of that, I'm sure in the early rounds of the cup, the same thing happened. I've seen him do that at youth level. He's not going to be the finished article, which is why I want another left back. He's a young player. You're going to go through forms. Zinchenko, bro, and he defends better than Zinchenko. I don't even want to do that stuff, but come on, Aldi, man. Come on, man. Like, we ain't seen. Say what you want about Lewis-Skelly. He ain't crying at Anfield. 49, Lewis-Skelly. That's my guy. Oh, I love that lad, man. Must admit, Arteta. If I was to be a bit more harsh, I don't know why Ethan didn't play. I understand we need fitness, and maybe the intention when we get back to England might be for, when we play those 2 games at the Emirates, to give more minutes to the Yokerezes, the Mascaras, like more starts and things like that. So we was gonna, give them minutes. But I did think Kai Havertz, Saka, these guys could have come off a bit sooner, I guess. Same old slow, lopsided Arteta ball, easy to isolate and block. Did not look like scoring at all. Substitutions took too long. 15-year-old Max Dowman, the only spark in our 90 minutes. Shit. Thanks. And actually, when Gyökeres tried to tee up Zubimendi, and obviously Max Dowman, it was poor, bro. Simple as that. It was poor, broski. That's all you can say. It was poor today. The only saving grace is, in the grand scheme of things, the game don't matter. Now I understand why United didn't score 1-0 down if we didn't either. Kepa, Trossard, Calafiori, Gabriel, Timber, all injured / lacking fitness. And that's where, as I said, I'm not expecting us to be the finished article, but couple man's pre-season has been disrupted. Gyökeres because of the whole sporting stuff. Magalhaes has only played 45 minutes. When we was in England, he ain't played at the moment. Trossard got injured today. Timber's got knocks. All the players you kind of said. You throw in the extra caveat that, obviously, if I am asking you to do, which I haven't seen, if I'm asking you to do things differently tactically, there's going to be teething problems and stuff with that. So you throw that in, and there's a bunch of new players that need to gel. It's looking mad. For me, I just wanted to see something. I just want these 3 games. I just wanted to see little things. I didn't want to squint. Maybe something, maybe inverting off the right, maybe a back 3. I'm just making stuff up, for example, at the moment, man. Nobody blame Mikel Arteta for Lewis-Skelly or Raya's fault. They can hold that. Well, maybe people in the chat, but at this point, people are just hearing what they want to hear. Zubimendi showed his quality. Starting the game with only Norgard, different from the stale and dusty team of last season. It's just an exhibition. Of course, Spurs treated like a cup final. Either way, they won, man. Let them talk their stuff. All I've been doing is just bookmarking. Spurs' Twitter account is doing the most. Some of my Spurs supporting friends are doing the most. Just bookmark. Better pray to God we don't do nothing. That's all I would say. because we need to lock off London, not just North London. Every train line needs to be dominated by Arsenal fans. The whole world needs to fall and tremble at its knees. But until then, we shut up. Look at how PSG play, and you know what we are lacking in transition and quality. Do not want to see Havertz as a starting striker, and Norgard can't start. No defender is a problem. Come on. Huh? It's pre-season, not worried at all. Arteta was experimenting with the team. All right, GG. Take your word for it, my guy. Raya being told to be miles out of goal and being told to make risky passes is brainless. I wouldn't say it's brainless. He has to hold that, but that's the double-edged sword. Plus, we play a high line, so it doesn't surprise me that Raya's quick to come off his line. He's there because of it. Obviously, a goalie has to do traditional goalie stuff, but he's there because he wants to. His mentality is to look for that pass, to play those risky passes. You cannot be a good ball playing side without these elements. They fucked up. They have to hold it. Raya, hold your hands up. Miles Lewis-Skelly, hold your hands up. Whoever's fault. If not both, cool. My thing is this, all right, mistakes happen, but that's 2 minutes or something in a game. What's going on the other 80? 88 even. Or whatever, if you include the 6 minutes of added on time. Mistakes happen. It happens. Obviously, when you make mistakes in the defensive third, 9 times out of 10, like, they're going to affect the result. But you get the result. You get the point in it. They're going to have to hold that. 13 corners today, not one effort on target. These are the issues. Because these things remain, and it's not always that, people. Like, but how many times have we, like, clearly chance conversion? You go to the AC Milan game, in which I'm not necessarily vexed, but you only scored once. And again, there's other factors, but you only scored once. We had 9 shots on target, 23 shots, 14 corners. No problem in relation to that. That was one of the better games. No, nothing to say. There's little things we could do better, of course. I do think the defensive transitions more alarm me against AC Milan and Newcastle. But you get the point, people. Where is it? Why is it not? Pardon me. Why has it gone so? Why is Google doing me dirty? Oh, yeah. So the Newcastle game, obviously, you don't want to. The way we conceded them goals was silly as well. Like the transition with Alangas. Obviously, Jacob Murphy, we was at 6s and 7s. We did our thing. Ironically, we attacked down the left for at least the 2 first, the own goals. And obviously, Max Dowman down the right did his thing. But all right, cool. No problems with that. Defensively is more where, as I just said, where I'm at, obviously, with the Newcastle game. Today, tired. Because this is the trap some Arsenal fans have been in. You can have all this possession, all these corners, all more shots. That will tell you domination of Spurs. Or we had the majority of the game in our hand. Spurs got the one thing that mattered, which is 3 points. Now, obviously, it's pre-season, but this is something that's all too familiar. So we have to see. We didn't convert. And how much, realistically, for these, well, we only had 1 shot on target, so you can't really talk. But 16 shots, who can really remember them? Which ones? What just skimmed wide and all of that? We need to, it's not that you need to get away from the data, but you need to just stop burying our heads in the data, man. Get us Eze 10 and a left winger, then we are good for the season ahead. But Arteta's got to do his thing tactically. When I see that, then I'll be like, all right, cool. Raya, 0 fault. He always plays like that. Defenders don't afford to lose the ball in a style like this. He gambled. It was an idiot thing. We used to be so exciting to watch. What the hell was Arteta thinking waiting so long with the subs? Zubi and Victor starting. Raya was at fault for the goal. Get the mistakes out of the way now. No problem. Learn from mistakes. Don't do them in the Prem. Mistakes will happen. Every one of those footballers will make mistakes. Saka will make a mistake. Everyone will. You can't prevent mistakes in life, let alone football. It happens. It's just the non-mistakes have to outweigh that, really. Mistakes happen. Man are going to lose the ball in the transition. People are going to count. People are not going to follow on. Man are human. We just need to not make mistakes as much as we make mistakes, which, again, it comes down to the fine margins because we don't typically make mistakes. It's just when you're trying to get over the line, every mistake is costly, very costly, man. Is what it is. Appreciate the super chat, my boy. No disrespect if you're not, boy. What have you said? What's your Safraz Mohammed? Forgive me for mispronunciation. Shout out to you, Deluded. Love all the content, brother. Appreciate that. Love for the love. Agree, Arteta needs to tweak tactically to get the best out of Gyökeres and the rest. And again, I want to see movement. I want to see people flicking balls around the corner. Like, even the other day, again, under you, Arteta, like, you don't really see it. Like, it's so far removed. But do you remember, was it Smith? No, it was Aubameyang's. It was Aubameyang. Aubameyang scored 1 goal in the North London derby, and I think Xhaka was involved. We've gone from the defensive third. I think Smith Rowe's carried it. Aubameyang's dropped deep. Aubameyang's popped it round the corner. Smith Rowe's gone on his bike. Who's that defender that used to be there at Spurs? Davinson Sanchez. He's obviously been dragged out. Smith Rowe's eventually found Aubameyang who scored. We can do this. But I do think when I look at it, I think Arteta's got to sit there and go, do you know what? I know I'm an overthinker. I know I like to micromanage. I know when we lose the ball, I'm on this. As soon as the ball's lost, how quickly can we regain it? And I don't want to lose that. I don't want him to lose that. But it's a trade-off. You know, if it's well, just about past maths, but if it's 100, let's just assume he's on that 100%. Maybe if you're on that 90% and you take that 10% and you put that a bit more into the final third, it's great because it's there. As much as we're bitching about attacking stuff for the last 3 years, we've got about 90 to 100 goals, you know. And this is still me crying. Even last season, crying about me, speaking for myself, crying about us defensively because I think we did fall off from how high we were, but we're still up there for clean sheets. But then points dropped from winning positions, goals conceded from set pieces. We did score these goals, but look at where our XG comes from. We're one of the highest scoring teams because people like to do all these XG nerds. It's stats without context. We're up there for XG from set pieces. Where are we at with open play? I'm in the process of doing a Gyökeres video, and I think it's something like last season. We're like 33% down the left, something down the middle, and again, the majority is just down the right. In it, there's stuff we need to improve at. Why is Skelly the deepest man and stood between the centre backs? Boy, I wish I had the answers for you. I don't know. I really don't know. Zubi will change our lives soon. One man can't, but he has, man. We must get Eze and Rodrigo or Lookman in Yildiz. Yildiz is going to cost too much money, rightly or wrongly. So I think we can forget that. Lookman seems like he's going into Eze. Whatever religion you are, get that done. Rodrigo, I believe it when I see it. Arteta should need no more proof than these 3 games. Havertz is absolute and utter crap. Bit harsh on Karen, man. I big up my guy Rashid, man. Not too early to panic. Same old problems we had last year. The most unbalanced midfield I've seen, and Rice with only 13 touches all game. Yeah, Rice was quiet today still. Rice was quiet. Maybe it was just an off day. You know, I fuck with Rice. But you could, I must admit, like, sometimes in some games where, like how we saw today, maybe Rice is not ineffective, but maybe he's ineffective in that role that he's participating in. Maybe, again, there's fitness perspectives, but maybe in a game like that, you say, fuck it, let's swap it around. You don't necessarily, I'm not necessarily saying Zubimendi's going to be an 8, but Zubimendi, you be the further forward guy because he's more forward thinking than Rice. Rice, you be the protector. Or this is where you utilize a Wanyeri. I know people don't hear it, but you got Odegaard. This is where Eze, these kind of guys. We don't move the ball quick enough. We don't stretch teams quick enough. We don't put enough different kind of patterns at play to really ask questions, I guess, of any half decent defensive unit. I was impressed with Gyökeres' movement for the first time. We had movement up front. To be fair, I think that's harsh. Kai does move. He just levels. Now, add Eze in the 10. Move the ball quicker on the transition. We'll see a lot better from Arsenal. The team's not good enough. Saka's not all that. Less said that, Johnny. Saka's amazing. Best thing since sliced bread. No Saka slander will be tolerated. And again, even if Saka did nothing in the preseason game, that man has done so much for this football club, even when he was a fucking left back. This man raced back through injury and stood up tall against Real Madrid. We're not going to do none of that. We're not going to do none of that. We're not going to draw out the players that have bled for this club, literally put their bodies on the line for this football club. Don't ever fix your mouth and call Bukayo Saka on this platform mediocre again. Behave. It's not the main team. It's not, but I like to think I've maintained all the things I'm saying in the last 3 games. And let's not, I know it's not the same, but let's cut the crap. Fair enough, Zubimendi, Gyökeres, they weren't here last year, but if we cut the crap and just, again, this is a safe, Arsenal fans, this is a safe space, you know? We all want the best. We can't always just waffle when things are going good, nor can we do too much when it's going bad. Let's cut the crap. When we've seen our strongest team, have we not spoke about these little isms and schisms before? Come on, man. We need Eze and a left winger. Eze will challenge Odegaard and bring out the best of him, might take his spot. And for me, I don't know, because Bert has never had a conversation with me. I've never spoken with Arteta. But if we do really want 2 attackers, which I think it'll be Eze and Dunn, if you can't get Eze, let's just say we really want Eze and Rodrigo. Cool, I want both of them too. I want players of a similar stature. But for me, if you're looking at Eze and you can't get Eze, that tells me you want a versatile attacker. You can thrive in a bunch of roles, bit of a plug-in and play player. Couldn't tell you who to get, but if you don't get Eze, go and get that skill set. Rodrigo, you can play all about the place. Left winger, talismanic left winger, make it work. And I must admit, bro, I can't lie, man. Madueke, you might be better off the right, but right now, owing to Trossard and Martinelli's issues, I'm trying to see something new. Madueke, go on the left hand side, man. And again, I'm even drinking the Kool-Aid. I promise you, I've looked at Nelson. I'm like 25, maybe the penny drops, one last dance. Football does mad things to you. I'm almost falling for it. Gyökeres came on and we changed nothing about our approach, just terrible quality chipped crosses that go nowhere. The horseshoe of death is a coaching issue or a talent issue. I'm leaning towards coaching now because the manager is keeping players that I thought weren't talented enough. Boy, big up Yasser, slap the legs. Appreciate you, my guy. Going into game week 1, we better play the 4-2-3-1 with Zubi and Rice as a double pivot and hopefully Eze in the 10. I would love, football's a day is a long time in football, let alone a week. But what we play on the 17th of August, give or take, that's 2 weeks. Things can accelerate very quickly. But do we really expect to see Eze through the door that quickly? And even if he's through the door, do we really think our captain, if he's fit, isn't starting first game of the season? And to be honest, even if he had Rodrigo might be different. I think he'll play Martinelli against United, assuming he's here, because they play a back three. Like, obviously, and United look like they're putting more emphasis on their fullbacks going forward. It's a scary slope when I'm about to mention an inside forward or a winger and how good they are going the opposite direction. But that is obviously something to consider. Missing Big Gabby, man. DG, can't lie, unless MLS starts overlapping, having Eze left wing doesn't make sense. I hear it. We would need a left winger who can do it on their own because the style of play is not balanced for both sides. It's true, but the nerd in me could actually provide width. I think I could. Now, I hear you, because naturally you're going to have two man inverting that might tell these lot on the right-hand side do what they're doing. And I agree with you. That is something, which is why I need Calafiori to stay fit, which is why you think maybe, in theory, Tierney's skill set, maybe not necessarily Tierney could have stayed to do that, but you could have Lewis Skelly invert, and you can make Gabriel in possession, be a bit further. He could get it done, him and Saliba. So he's a bit further away. You've got Zubamendi or Rice kind of protecting type of thing. You've got Lewis Skelly searching for the ball. You've got Eze. And then likewise, you've got Rice or Gyökeres kind of on occasion pulling over to that left half space, and you've got runners. So that wouldn't be sustainable. But we just need to have the option to do everything. The man said, therapy show must be sarcasm. I know Purple ain't tripping over a preseason game. Right, you can't just title of it. I mean, from what everybody's heard of me on these 42 minutes, I don't think I've said anything. But fair enough. All the BS about Havertz, and he was even weaker than last season. I mean, Havertz can go gym as much as he wants. Arteta could have any signing he wants, and his attacking tactics will still look lethargic. Arsenal finished second, third, fourth again. By God's grace, that's wrong. But boy, I don't even understand why MLS is being told to invert considering he's left-footed. I don't even know why left-footed Zinchenko was told to invert from left back. Nah, I can't lie. I disagree with that point in theory. Havertz is worse than last season. How's that possible? Let's not pile on Duns, man. Let's not pile on Duns. We lack creativity, pace, and players with high IQ. And I think Arteta has to, maybe the players got to take it on their own back, but maybe he's got to put them in situations, because I don't think these players are that bad for it to be like this. And ballers always play with ballers, man. Like I just need to see more 1-2s, more understanding of each other. Like it's too a bit rigid and scripted, and we're sticking to the script, and that's got us to this point. But the double-edged sword, we need to have that. Like someone mentioned PSG. For obvious reasons, we're not them. Luis Enrique clearly is an overthinker, clearly does that, but he's found the balance. Okay, I'm going to put you, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué, I'm going to put you lot in situations you lot can do skills and score goals and do what you want to do. But at the same time, I'm going to be structured. They bust their asses back defensively, and they're very structured, but they've still got freedom. We spoke about this before, what they had, Fabio Ruiz, Vitaya, and João Neves, right? Now, on paper, you'd think João Neves is the lowest, is the 6 in it, and the rest are slightly further forward. But when you watch them in game, sometimes João Neves is the furthest forward. Sometimes Vitaya is there. Ruiz is here, there, everywhere. Wingers are swapping. Man are dropping in. He's still got that organic, traditional number 9 in. Well, at least I don't know if he leaves, but Ramos to come off the bench. You need to. This is the point Arteta's at. I said it last season. I think Arteta in your coaching development now, I think you need to arrest yourself, if that makes sense. Like, you need to change yourself. Like, I think last season in crunch time moments, you need to have learned from them. because I do think last season, I'm purely under the premise of, like, especially in the champs, like we're at the big boy table, these fine margins, it's not good enough to say we're the best team in the champs. Because if I'm Luis Enrique, I'm going to text you like, I can't believe you said that. Send you a picture with my Champions League trophy, like deuces and that. DJ, I'm disappointed, but like some of what I saw, Dalman stood out. He did more in the time he was on than Saka did in a longer time. Yeah, he did. Bit harsh on White. Yeah, there are concerns, but the positives were like we have better players to come into the team. Yeah, but that's not positives from today, though. I hear you, but that's not positives from today. For me, I'm never gonna force negatives. I'm never gonna force positives. You're right, but like isolate to that 90 minutes or what I've seen, and even that man have to get up to speed with stuff. Like Madueke has to get up to speed with what's demanded of him individually and collectively. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I love this Dalman Ute, but I'm not gonna be expecting him to be a bullet in the chamber for our games this season. I'm with that. Hardly any one touch or pattern of play. It was slow and nothing forward. I don't mind Lewis Skelly inverting, but the whole point is to leave Martinelli 1v1 and he can't beat people 1v1 consistently. I'd be the happiest man when Havertz leaves Arsenal. I'm not going to lie, yeah. You would think Kai Havertz is the only player out there. I'm not saying you have to believe in him or not, but you'd think he's the only Don that was playing. The internet is weird. I can't watch some content creators. It's too draining, pure clip farming and negativity. Some of our fan base turned on Gyökeres after 15 minutes of football. But there's some weirdos and wackies out there, man. Don't let the title of the vid fade. Yeah, I mean, nah, fuck it. No, it can be it can be therapy. I like to think of calm people down. Yeah, it can be. It can be. It can be. It's pointless throwing good players at what's clearly a manager's tactics problem. Players look bored and paralyzed by whatever they've had drilled into them. It's definitely too early to panic, but we can speak about these issues. Darwin Núñez is up there as well. You're right. But then, Foxy, you're being silly. Hey, Foxy, I don't want to hear you commenting on strikers because your striker's over there in Spain. Well, is he really your striker? Or is he Liverpool's now? Foxy, tranquillo. Bro, you're not gonna be able to control fans, innit? Like, we know how it is. Every game we win, Arsenal gonna win the treble, the Tour de France, F1. When we lose, burn everything down. All you can do in this life is be held accountable for your own thoughts, people. So I urge you to do that. Arteta takes positives from Asia tour. What have you said? In terms of the preparation, the opposition that we have, the atmosphere, the stadium that we played in, we didn't manage to get the result that we wanted, but a lot to take. But a lot of positives to take from the camp and the boys. We go again on Wednesday. Damn, do you know what, yeah? It's a bit of a mad fixture, innit? Flying up and down and whatnot. I think the tour in general, a big thank you, especially to all our supporters that have been with us the last 10 to 12 days, because they made us feel incredibly privileged to represent this club. And we have something really special and a big gratitude to them then. In terms of what we've achieved in the 3 games, really pleased. I'd love to know what you say sometimes privately, because fair enough. What has he said? A big surprise, because whenever we have them, in brackets, new signings, to participate in training sessions in games, the attitude and essentially the quality that they have has been incredible. So very pleased. As I said, a lot of great things to take from this tour. This incredible camaraderie that we had between the players and the staff. And again, I need that to stay, because that's what's going to get us over the line or improve. I just think everybody needs new ideas, Arteta, man. And how I think everyone values where we are. It's been a long 2 weeks with a lot happening, a lot of things that you have to adapt in your preparation, but the attitude of everybody to make it happen, especially to everybody who has been involved in preparing all of the tour for us. A big thank you, because they've done an amazing job. And that's true. That's true. Let's see every word. Oh, Arsenal.com. What is this? What kind of font is that? Big up the Hong Kong fans. Respectfully, we're not going to go over that. What has he said on the pre-season friendlies? Yes, for the 3 of them, and today in particular, it showed again different demands, different understanding of things that we have to do. And I'm very pleased with what I've seen in most of the things that we've done. But we miss something, in certain moments, that precisiveness, that amount that unlocks the result, and the moment to turn the result away and win the match. But in terms of attitude and desire, level of organization in the team, it was great. We have to continue to evaluate a little bit of all individual aspects. You know what? Fair play. I do think some of those things is down to you to pattern up, but fair play. On concerns that Gabriel, Magalhaes, Calafiori, Timber won't be available in time for the Premier League. This is why I'm a bit, I don't really get nervous, but I'm a bit nervous. I I don't think so. They've been involved in the last few days. So Gabriel, Calafiori, Timber, the three of them will be available. Don't lie to me, Gaffer, you know. Especially around Magalhaes and Timber, but Magalhaes, please. Yeah, on Trossard, yeah, he felt a little tweak. I think he tried to turn and he was pushed and he felt something muscular, so we have to assess him. I can't lie, that don't sound good. That don't sound. We hope for the best, but that don't sound good for Trossard. But respectfully, we want everyone to be good, in good health and that. But you'd rather three players be cool and one player got an injury than one player's. Well, you get where I'm going in it. Like the numbers make it's cool there. On his current assessment of the team, well, I'm very positive. You have to be. Everything that I've seen in the last 10 days gives me a lot of encouragement, and we're ahead of what I was expecting in many areas. Now, I think you're just saying that to gas people a bit, even though tonight's result gives you a taste that I think is going to be very positive as well. To realize the margins that winning or not winning have to be controlled as well. And again, we'll go on Monday again with two great games at the Emirates to finalize the preparation and be ready for Old Trafford. Kepa is not in the match day squad, or wasn't in the match day squad. Yeah, he felt something as well in the game against Newcastle. I think it's a matter of days probably. If that was the Premier League, he could have played, but we decided not to take the risk. Okay, cool. Kepa's soon back. Big up Thomas Frank. I don't care about that. Listen, big up Hong Kong and the stadium and all of that. But looking at this, on his long-term goals at Arsenal, there's no long, it's short, it's now. It's what we learn, what we take already from the game. And we have already spoken about that in the dressing room and nothing. Start the recovery, start the preparation, be ready to travel. It's going to be a long way and adapt again to as quick as possible to the jet lag, to coming into the last almost week of preparation with two great games at home and be ready for it. On Gyökeres and Mosquera, well, really happy, obviously, to have them here. I think they are going to have a lot of value. You see this right away. As well, the energy and quality that they're going to bring. It was a short one, but at least that is a one-off now. And when they play against Villarreal, I'm sure it will be different. On Max Dowman, I mean, we don't even need to read this. Arteta don't even need to talk. A blind man would know that Max Dowman's been sick in it, but simple. Well, I'm not surprised. He's been really impressive what he's done again at his age, the way he's entered the matches, and with that determination, that quality, that decisiveness. I would say the same with the other kids that have played. So yeah, it was another exposure to them, which is not easy, especially at that age, and they certainly have done so well and made people proud. Amen, man. Big them up on that. This is gasoline for the season, says Double M Mikel Marino. It's not the result we wanted. Obviously, winning is a priority for us. But in pre-season, there are other things that have a lot of value, like getting fit, keeping that connection with the fans here in this amazing city. We adapted quickly to the pitch. That pitch was horrible, innit? Sure, both Arsenal and Spurs players would say such. To the opponent, I think we dominated most of the game. The result, obviously, is the worst part, but we have to take the positives. Obviously, this feeling is going to be gasoline for the season to keep going, keep learning, and hopefully go upwards. And big up the the Asian fans. They did what they needed to do. We just are not going to read that. 16 shots attempted, 13 corners, 55.7% possession. And we still didn't find the back of the net or one. So again, this is what I mean by sometimes we're our own best friends, but also worst enemies, people. No clue what that's doing there. Don't worry, Gyökeres, man. Just cool, man. Your time's coming, my boy. Your time's coming, man. I mean, this was before the game, but it's here, so we might as well read it. I think this is obviously on Gyökeres. I think you've all seen what he's done in his career so far, especially the last season at Sporting. The numbers speak for themselves. He's a very complete player. He's strong, physical, fast, good finisher, and intelligent as well. I think he is a very complete striker, and you can see the hunger, the energy he brings. I'm really excited to have him with the team. He's only trained a few times, but you can already see the quality, the energy, and the willingness, people, which is great, people. Gyökeres' agent actually spoke, people. He accused Sporting of creating a mess by offering Man United the chance to sign him, and we know how messy it is. It was a mess. There was a gentleman's agreement with the previous Sporting director. If Hugo Viana was still at Sporting, the deal would have been done in an hour. Well, it's done now, isn't it? Everything was written. We didn't have time to start a legal battle. So that's interesting because we heard it was verbal. Now we're hearing it's written. So I would love to know what the loophole was that made Sporting drag this out. Who knows? Who cares? The man plays for us now. I don't understand how a player who scored so many goals and won 3 trophies didn't deserve more respect, because football don't care. And the sad thing is the players are the ones that will be exiled and booed by the players. Clubs don't care, rightly or wrongly. I wish everyone conducted themselves in a way, but there's too much money in the game for these clubs to do such. And that's every club, even us. The sacrifices we made were the turning point for the deal to happen. They offered Gyökeres to Real Madrid. Clearly, they said no. They even made headlines with Man United, but there was a commitment to Arsenal. Victor also trusted Hassan Sentikaya, the striker's agent project. They agreed to move to the league with less exposure, like the Portuguese, to win titles and return to the Premier League. At the time, there were already 7 Premier League clubs interested. In a separate interview, Gyökeres admits his transfer to Arsenal wasn't an easy path. Everyone had to make sacrifices to get here. It wasn't an easy path, but I think sometimes that's what it takes to get to the top. There were ups and downs, and the last month was very difficult. There was a lot of talk in the press and on social media, but people don't really know what happened. It was mentally tough to go through that, but these things also make us stronger. I don't need to blame anyone or say what others did or what decisions they made. I don't gain anything from that. Even though it seemed like some people enjoy telling others how to behave, I don't need to do that. That's clearly an indirect at the Sporting Dons. When asked, there were some clubs in England and Italy, but also in the Middle East. There were some options, very good options. Of course, you think about what you have in front of you. You have to make a decision. But from the second I felt that this, in brackets, Arsenal, was what I wanted, it wasn't a difficult decision, people, which is great. So, yeah, we've gone over that, people. Hand of Arsenal did say, during negotiations, Sesko's agent, Elvis Bazanovic, and I'm sure Man United has seen this now, had left club insiders jaw dropped with his shenanigans. One insider said he presented Sesko as Messi, while the agent of Gyökeres obviously reassured Berta that we're finna get this done. We all wanted Eze before, and I'm sure he'll be a hot topic. Romano said, after all signings for Arsenal, it's now going to be important also to offload and sell some players. Now it's going to be time to create some space financially, but the top target is Eze. He's considered the perfect player to add. They're in contact with his agents. They spoke to the players several times. The players camped several times. Eze is very tempted by this opportunity. They still didn't speak to Crystal Palace, so let's see how those conversations will go in August. We all know how complicated it is to negotiate with Palace, but Arsenal will try. Sammy Motbell on Eze said that we have a genuine interest, but so far have shown no indication of triggering his 68 million release clause. Do you not think we can get it done without doing such? Well-placed sources also indicating that Arsenal would prefer to sell a forward before making any formal move. Now, selling a forward could be Nelson. I think it's Trossard, but we don't know Trossard's injury now, do we? There's also a feeling at Arsenal that Eze's best position is at 10, an area that Odegaard and Nwaneri operate in. Arsenal may view Eze as a multifunctional attacker rather than just a 10. Naturally, they would. Or it's the end of Odegaard per se in terms of rubbered on, nailed down, starting every week. Arsenal understood to value Eze lower than the clause and want to negotiate a deal beneath the agreement. It's understood Eze is very open to joining Arsenal. However, that is not to say he's desperate to leave Crystal Palace. As things stand, Crystal Palace chairman Steve Parris has shown no indication to be open to negotiating a lower price, though there is thought at rival clubs. His stance may soften later in the window, people. Ben Jacobs did say yesterday Arsenal in talks with Eze. Crystal Palace over Eze. So are we in talks? Are we not? A bit conflicting what we just read. Palace seeking Eze's release clause triggered or matched. So let's match it in terms that make sense for us. Palace want 35 million up front in any deal. Eze remains keen on the move, and Arsenal bid outside of the clause is anticipated. It'll probably get rejected. Unfortunately, I can't speak Arabic, but this is saying Flamengo withdrew from the race to sign Gabriel Jesus because he hasn't played since January due to a knee injury. Flamengo is looking for a striker now, not for the next few months. His salary is also far beyond the means of even Brazil's biggest spending clubs. Palmeiras also has no plans to bring Jesus back this summer. Arsenal are open to negotiating over Jesus' transfer, but his injury has delayed any concrete steps. Now, we did see rumours Berta is trying to flog him and he might have success in that regards. Fulham, as we've heard before, have made an approach to sign Zinchenko. Apparently, they've been in talks with his camp as well as Reece Nelson, so we'll have to see how that develops. We've gone over Eze. At this point, we're not going to keep regurgitating the same things in relation to Eze. Is there anything new? We've gone over that. I can't lie, I got excited when it said exclusive. I thought there was something there, people, but yeah, don't really care about Rodrigo, but this is said Arsenal and Rodrigo is not over. Mikel Arteta is reportedly formulating a plan that would allow the Gunners to sign the Brazil international. Now, surely that's Berta that needs to be formalizing plans. I'm sure Arteta could say, I want him, I like him, can we get him? But in terms of how it's going to make sense financially and all that, ain't that with Berta? I don't know. This is actually said Eze has become Arteta's first choice left wing. So again, conflicting. We all know, again, we know where we're at with Rodrigo. It seems like his advisors are putting the feelers out. Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso have told him where he stands. Don't know if Rodrigo has accepted that his future may lie away from Real Madrid, people. Trossard has also been linked with Borussia Dortmund, and I'm sure a lot of fans are probably waiting to see what happens there before, really getting excited over Eze or Rodrigo or anyone that we're linked with, essentially. Doesn't appear that there's anything new there, people. But yeah, man. No catch or D or hooks. Big up them, but were they meant to be here? It's a Monday thing, broski. The wages, though. Flamengo already used Club World Cup money to sign Emerson Royal. What's the long thing, bro? 35 mil up front. Just run that, man. Just make that happen. Just please, Arsenal. I know I'm not on the financial front. I know maybe if I was better or Arteta and I really got to speak with, like I knew how Palace operate and I spoke like this, just run the bread, man. There's bread there. Just run the bread, man. Just run the bread, man. DG Saka has no ambition. He's proved that by winning United. I think that's a bit harsh. Sporting just replaced him with Luis Suarez for a quarter the price. That's great. Who are you lot replacing Eze with? You going to get Watkins? Well, I don't know. Are you going to get Sesko? Can you even get Raw? Man, them can't even get goalies in that. You couldn't even get Trafford. Don't think we forgot that you got rejected by Madueke as well, Stay humble. Gyökeres needs to lay off the KFC. Man, forget all the weight watching thing, man. Eat your KFC. Do what you need to do, man. I'm not being funny, but yeah, like Donny is more physical. I'm not saying you necessarily because I've seen that on socials. He's physically fitter than 98% of people chatting shit. Like, to score goals, bro. I don't care about nothing else. There will be a lot of injuries this season. It's not hard to predict. Don't be shocked if Saliba goes down. They're overworked and overplayed. Hopefully that's not a case, man. Big up Joseph, man, 100%. Yeah, Foxy, you do that. Yeah. Don't act like you're not in pre-seasons. Why is he not in Hong Kong? Boy, it's going to get worse. People like you, mate, needed a humbling. Now I'm playing. The one thing I hope Gyökeres can do is speak out on what he wants or needs. If he can, in this transfer season, speak his mind, it will help Arsenal tremendously. Big up, Joseph, man. Members, appreciate the DG Nation in whatever capacity. You can't keep winning every match in pre-season. It will make us overconfident on match day one. Cheers. People don't like Kai when they've made their mind up in it, like year 6 and he's still not cooking. But send Martinelli back. Oh, hey. Because the thing about some of you lot, yeah, you'll be back loving them tomorrow, I wish we went for Kudus look good today. Kudus look very good today, I must admit. Very good. DG, think about it. It made more sense to have Timber on the left if he's going to be ride or die for this inverted fullbacks thing. Right footer on the left footer on the right. I don't know, man. I hear the angle, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's scary, man. I need to start getting KJ on the platform, to be honest. Do you not want to hear a brown accent, though? Bro, Nelson, I'm not going to lie. I know I'm talking foolishness. I know I can't be talking about playing Reece Nelson. And to be fair, Nelson, injuries, you're another one that's injury prone. But I was looking at it and like I'm fighting with logic. I'm like, what? It might be Hayland, maybe the pennies dropped. You never know. 25 entering it might, you know what I mean? You got to take a chance. You never know. But yeah, it's a madness, man. No, Reece, last dance things can't be this dial. I'm at the point, I must admit, slap Madueke left wing. I need to see, just show me something new until I've had enough now. I need to see something new. Saka's not. How on God's fucking earth is Saka mediocre? If a man is top 5 in his position, he's done it in the Euros, done it in the World Cup, one of the most consistent players in his position. The fuck are we talking about? Because he's not doing a million skills. Stop chatting shit, man. Stop. If he's a good player, you can't be mediocre then. Brother, how can you be? There's mediocre and there's good. How can you be good if you're mediocre? Make it make sense, lad. Bro, fuck Partey, man. He's not at the club, bro. There's no unknown person. You're my guy, so don't think I'm dissing you. But fuck Partey don't play for Arsenal anymore. Like, he can be a million times better than Rice. You're not here. He is. Same tactical instructions for Nelly. He can't do what the manager wants tactically. I think he can, I actually think he can. I think Martinelli's issue is, bro, when you just need to do what a left wing or inside forward does, your shit. And I love Nelly. You don't know this, but I can't lie, bro. One little preseason loss, man. This in Saka, man. Nobody's safe. See, if I was a footballer, that's why I say fuck you lot. You see why earlier, yesterday or the day before, I was saying Xhaka was right to tell you lot to F off. Bro, like, come on, fam. I'm not even saying you have to say Saka is the bee's knees and the best thing since sliced bread, but really? Arteta will have to change his tactics to suit Gyökeres. I reckon he will. But stay calm. Being reported that Eze's 68 million clause expires tomorrow. Another one bites the dust. Go find the next one. Dortmund ain't got no bread. Can only afford loans. See, I don't want to hear that then. Forget the Dortmund stuff. Honestly, I don't think we get Eze. I don't think we get Rodrigo. I think we get another Joe Bloggs. Did someone say get Sterling? There's got to be a coincidence with bringing Sterling back. Hear me out. When we signed Raheem Sterling, did we not get to a semi-final of the Champions League? Am I shameless? 1,000,000%. We can all do this agenda thing. Let me stop before people take me seriously. These people talk out both sides of their mouth when it comes to Saka. Aesthetic bias is killing my people. Bro, crazy. Hella mods. Some of the mods are mad. Foxy is one of the cool mods. And I just have to take advantage of where Newcastle are because he thinks for the last year, I don't see them little sneak disses he does about Arsenal. He's cheeky, man. Mad cheeky. It's all love, but he's mad cheeky. I gotta make you lot laugh, man. But Sterling's got unique qualities. What if Arteta wants him? Because that's what some of our fans like to do. Is, oh, what if Arteta wants him? Until he's a player you don't want. Oh, man. You know what they say? When the fun stops, man. But on that note, people, I might as well leave you lot, man. It's been a long day. I actually want to go to the gym. I want to finish off this Gyökeres stuff. I ain't got no fresh air today as well, so I want to go and get some fresh air. As usual, though, big up you lot. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, man, happy new month in advance. Big up you lot for supporting the platform. I'm sure we'll link up again soon. One love. Arteta, you need footballers.
Against this right back, Charlie.
Against the system, lad. That don't listen. No,
I think like